maniac?
Maniac.
He's a maniac?
I mean,
you gotta be careful.
No.
I didn't say that. No, he said that. Okay.
I mean the language nerdy maniac. Okay, so yeah, hello everyone. Yeah, this is another new episode of our podcast. This is Brady, and I'm so appreciated to have two of my friends here. One is old friend, and I've been here like twice, I think. Yeah, Jenny, welcome.
Hi.
And one is a new friend, and we haven't talked online, but today is the first time we just meet each other offline. And welcome, Grayson.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, just give a very short introduction. Yeah, maybe Jenny again, introduction again, and Grayson. Yeah, okay. Yeah, welcome.
Hello, the audience. I'm Janet. I'm a postgraduate student majoring in physics education. It's my third time to be here, so thanks Layback for having me again. I'm happy to be back.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson. I'm an English teacher at an international school here in Wuhan. It's so awesome finally being here. I'm a huge fan of the podcast.
Yeah,
so it's cool to come in here and just see how everything is made.
Okay. Yeah, I have to say, Jenny have her own style. She is talkative. She knows how to guide the guests, follow the question, and I'm so admire her.
She's like the host.
Yeah, she's just one. I just invite her become the co-host here, if she is free. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump to our topic today. It's about language. How to learn language, because I think Grayson has more experience about this topic, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, because you are a teacher there. You talk in English every day, right?
Yeah, I do. English is my working language at the school. Yes.
Okay, so first question is that what do you think is wrong with the traditional way of learning language? Yeah, through vocabulary lenses and grammar drills. Because you have so many experience that you could just try to talk some about this. Anything wrong?
I mean, a lot of the times when we think about language learning, those are the two things that came to mind, right? Vocabulary and grammar.
Yeah.
In terms of what's wrong with that is, according to my experience, I've taught and I've also met a lot of students who can ace the vocabulary and grammar test, but when it comes to talking in real person, a lot of them struggle to have a real conversation.
Yeah.
Like, not even like a very deep one, like a very basic, everyday conversation. I think a lot of them have trouble starting a conversation and maintaining a conversation like that.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Because me and Jay, we don't give a shit about this. Yeah, I just take a guess. I don't know. Yeah, how about you, Jay?
I think vocabulary and grammar is essential in language learning, but it's the foundation of using the language, but it's not the only method to improve your language skills. So if you always stick to vocabulary and grammar and all the tests or the exams, well, it's impossible for you to be a real language learner and to use the language in a casual way. So for me, when I'm speaking English, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, me too. That is why I always feel that is a barrier sometimes, because when I just try to think in grammar and I don't know how to start, sometimes I doubt myself, is that right or wrong? But once I speak in a very natural way, I just go first, and then maybe when I write something, I try to check the grammar. Yeah. So the next question is that why do so many learners spend the years to study a language but still struggle to speak it confidently? Why they feel so struggle to speak confidently?
I'm curious, like, from you guys' experience, why do you think is that?
For my perspective in the past, I think too much, because we are not native speaker. We use our first language first to try to translate, and then think about the grammar, think about the vocabulary, all the things just to prevent me to achieve my goal. So we just try to simplify it. Speak first, like the baby. I think we should just first start from it. So, if I'm right?
I think first of all, our assessment system don't really value speaking ability, because right now our language education is still highly exam oriented. So most people study for passing exams, and in middle school, high school, and even university, we don't really care about if you can speak. We care much more about if you can read and write. And also another reason is we don't have a secure environment for speaking another language. Sometimes a lot of people judge too much for, especially judge beginners. So I think for almost everyone it's hard to speak at the beginning. Like me, when I was 14, I went to our English teacher to have English class, and at that time I couldn't even speak a whole sentence. So the teacher asked me questions in English, and I answered in Chinese because I didn't dare to communicate in English. And then she asked me to describe. To describe a sunrise, but I just couldn't even speak a whole sentence. So all I said were words, not sentences. Yeah. And then when I was a freshman in university, I took part in an English corner in our school every week, and then I found there were many students there. They want to practice, they want to improve, but they feel very afraid of speaking. And I also found there are some people who can speak well, but they were not very nice. They judge beginners. So I think that's a very big problem, and that's a big reason why a lot of people can't speak confidently.
Yeah, Grace, because you are your teacher, how you just teach your student about this?
To summarize, I think you guys basically said what I wanted to say. I think a lot of people, they can ace tests, but they could not speak confidently for two reasons that you just shared. The first one is a lot of us, because of the tests, and the exams, the rise of the standardized tests in the 80s, a lot of us see English as a subject to study rather than a communication tool, like a tool for communication. So I think that's why a lot of people, the first thing when they think about learning English is, oh, this is a system. And I need to get to know the system. And there are different parts of the system. You have the grammar, you have the vocabulary, you have the syntax, you have everything. So I think because of the testing environment here in our country, a lot of see English not as a language for communication, but as a system to be mastered in tests.
So yeah, Jenny had mentioned me that she didn't speak Vietnamese, right? So I'm just curious how you maintain your status to practice your English. Your approach is.
Actually, usually I use English quite a lot, not as much as Grayson, because he uses English every day. But for me, at least I use English several times a week. And I have some friends who I speak with in English, and sometimes I look through English websites or videos, and then I listen to English conferences for academic reasons and something like that. And so after some years, I have already used to using English.
So do you have any question for Grayson? I'm just looking forward any question from you for Grayson, because this is your style.
So you mentioned that you are an English teacher, and so you use English every day. So why do you still come to English Corner in your free time? Because it's kind of like work over time.
True. That's why I don't go to English corners that much. But for me, like I said, English is a platform for me to meet new people, because I'm very introverted, so it's not very...
I can't tell.
Yes, exactly. So I feel like English can be a easy way for me to talk to people.
So you are more extroverted when speaking English.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
yes,
me too.
And I could not have this conversation in Chinese with people. So I feel like, in a sense, English, it doesn't really feel like working overtime, because I'm at the point where like English is kind of like my second native language, so I don't really. It doesn't consume a lot of brain power for me to talk in English. So for me, this is like me speaking. I consume the same energy if I'm speaking Chinese. So the reason why I come to English Corner is really just to get to know more people, because I think I still long for connection with people, with real people, and I find it really hard to do it in Chinese. So I find English to be a very helpful tool for me to get to know people. Yeah.
I think we have this. We are in the same situation. Like escape from my area. There, I just want to jump to another. Like I'm in music industry. Less people around me speak English, and they don't know what I'm doing right now. And I still stay in a very narrow view because I feel so bored. I just want to get in touch with some interesting people like you guys here, because I could feel it's so fresh. I feel so excited because every time I finish one episode and I then feel the growth just deep inside my then it's like a baby just grow up in this English field. And so I just want to try to spread out the better online and offline events and podcasts. And language have this kind of a magic power to help me release my emotion and another personality. Yes. What are you curious about?
No, I mean, you have heard a lot of people have mentioned the same feelings when they speak another language.
Yeah.
I remember Joey once said English English is like a second personality. It's like a different persona. So I also have the same feeling, and that's the main reason why I started to practice my English from junior middle school. Because because English for me is not just a language, it's not just a subject to taste. It's like a key to a new world for me. So when I was 14, 15, I found that through English I could discover a lot of new things, like something beyond my current life. So it's very thrilling, and that's why I keep learning.
I should say that among all these people, you are the most interesting one. Yes.
I like the comment.
You bring a lot of interesting questions, and why I just try to ask you to offer some questions, because you're the one that could be the co-host here. Because in the past experience, past episode there, sometimes I feel a little nervous because I don't know how to keep going, and then you're the one to lead to a different direction. So yeah, because now you can feel that this is the change happening on me, that I could use this to tell you in this episode, right? Because in the past, I just go ahead the agenda, the schedule like that. Yeah.
I didn't notice, but good to hear.
Grayson, could you offer some method or approach for learning language? Maybe not only English, or you feel that it's really helpful for young people.
Before I go into a lot of the strategies of language learning, I kind of want to touch on this point about language learning and language acquisition. Language learning, as we know it, is studying the language, meaning we study the nuts and bolts of the language, the grammar, the vocabulary, the syntax, the sentences, and everything. And that's the language learning we are very used to. But in my teaching philosophy, I emphasize language acquisition, meaning language is more acquired than learned. Let me explain what I mean by language acquisition. How we acquire a language, for example, is like how a baby learns to talk. If we go back to when we were a baby, if we think about that, how did we learn Chinese? We didn't learn. Our mom didn't tell us, okay, here are the vocabulary, here are the grammar, and then ask us to recite it, and then voila, we can talk. It didn't happen like that. How did it happen? It happened through communication. Our parents just talked to us. So that's what I mean by language acquisition. Even though we're not babies anymore, I still think it's the same method for adults to acquire any language, rather than learning it systematically.
Yeah, so that's the next question. Is how this could really help the people like us, Jenny and me, and because we could talk, but I still think that how we just level up, like no matter different topics, I could just start, and I know how to find the evidence to improve my argument and then to show some what I'm really doing in my mind. Because when I try to describe the details, when I try to describe something precisely, right? Precisely, I still can't not help. I think this is still an issue for me. So how I just could be more, yeah. How can I improve myself at this aspect?
Yeah, so when we think about language learning, we think about it in two parts, the input and the output, right? Kind of like a circuit. Something goes in and then something comes out. So in language acquisition, we put a lot of emphasis on the input. We call it comprehensible input. Meaning input that you can mostly understand. That's why in this language strategy or theory, just listening to a bunch of things that you have no idea what they are is not very helpful because they're not comprehensible. Just like if you started to speak about physics to your child, it's not gonna, like to your baby, to the 3-month-old baby, it wouldn't do anything, it wouldn't help. So my teaching philosophy, we put a lot of emphasis on comprehensible input. Precisely speaking, we're talking about, when we say comprehensible, we're not saying 100% because that's too easy for you. If it's 100%, we would say about 75 to 80% of the content you're listening to, you're reading, you're watching should be comprehensible. And then that 15%, 20% should be new knowledge for you. And that's how you keep getting better and better. In the theory, we call it I+1. I is the knowledge you already have about English, everything. And then we're striving to +1 each time. And that's how you can keep getting better and better and better. So that's how I see language improves.
Okay. So another question for Janet. Any difficulty you encounter within days or months in language learning?
Difficulty?
Yeah.
Actually, not really, because now I don't really pay much attention on my improvement of language learning. Because now I don't need to take any language exams. So what I focus on is just to try my best to express myself. I don't really care if my English is very good or if my English is better than others. It's not important. So when I go to an English corner, I just try to talk to people. I try to socialize with people. There are a lot of very introverted people, and I have to ask them questions one by one, otherwise they won't speak a sentence for the entire night. So that's what I'm doing in this stage. I think Grayson just offered some very serious theories and approaches about
That is his style.
yeah, because he's a language teacher, so he has some very serious theories and approaches about learning language. But for me, I'm just an amateur. It's just a hobby for me. So I think my approaches are more wild.
yeah, that's great. That's what I want to hear from you. Yes, that's right.
So now I will talk about the whole stories of my language learning.
Yeah.
When I was in grade 9, one day I was having fun with my phone. I didn't want to study, so So I watched BBC series Sherlock, the very popular one, and then I was very obsessed with the elegant British accent in the series of the actors, because they are all well-educated British actors. And then after watching the series, I also watched almost all the interview videos about the series because I'm a big fan of it. And then I thought, okay, I want to sound like that too. I want to speak that kind of elegant English. But as I have mentioned before, I could hardly speak a sentence that time. So I started with the very fundamental alphabet to correct my very basic pronunciation. I remember that time because I was too young and I had no money. So I bought an online course with my lucky money to practice my basic pronunciation. And then I found if I want to speak like that, I have to have enough vocabulary and expressions in my mind to express myself, and that is the most difficult part. So then, okay, apart from pronunciation, I also need to memorize more vocabulary. And then if I want to organize my sentence, I have to be good enough at grammar, so okay, I have to learn more. And then if I want to really communicate, I also need to improve my listening ability. So I started from pronunciation, and then finally I found I need to improve all the aspects of learning language. And then after the Sherlock series, I fell in love with the Lord of the Rings trilogy when I was in the first year of high school. So I didn't want to study. And then I watched the interview videos again, and the behind the scenes videos, a lot of videos. So I have listened a lot of English that time. And then I gradually have had better sense of English. But in high school, I still mainly focus on my exams because, college entrance exam, I need to get a good enough score. But that time I didn't really spend much time on English because my English scores is already good enough. I need more time for my other subjects. So when I was in the last half year of high school, I met my language partner, as I have mentioned before so many times. And
language partner.
The Dutch friend. So when we just met, he couldn't speak Chinese at all. He could only speak ni hao, hello. But so we had to communicate in English. So I have no way to escape because he couldn't understand English. He could understand Chinese. So I have to force myself to express myself as much as possible in English. When I look at the messages I sent that time now, I noticed how bad my English was that time. But back in that time, I had no extra mind to care about if my English, my grammar is correct. I only need to express all my views because sometimes we debate. I was sometimes even a bit angry. So it's like I was forced to express myself. But then I used English a lot in my life, and then everything just develop very naturally, and I didn't even notice where my level is. So I just talk like I'm speaking Chinese. But actually, when I'm speaking English right now, I still need to consider grammar for every sentence. But the process is usually fast. But if it's a hard sentence, I have to stop and think about the grammar.
Yeah, so Grayson, how you feel about that? What experience from Jenny?
Yes. Let me put my language nerd hat off. Yeah, I think her example is a pretty typical example of how we should acquire a language. Yeah, like from her experience or her stories, I hear a lot of like communication with real people. And I think that's what matters the most. And before she started talking to her language partner, she had a lot of input too. So I feel like her story is like a living example of how a language should be acquired. And thus her very received pronunciation, RP. And now I know why you have RP, because you have to talk. Of course, you have the very standard received pronunciation that I can never do. But I'm glad you did that.
Thanks to my lucky money.
Yes, thanks to your lucky money. Yeah, so that's why I think her example is an example that other people can follow if they want to learn a language. Yeah, so that's...
Yeah. So Jenny, I'm curious whether this English language shaped your personality. I mean that before I met you, before you speak English, when you speak Chinese, you are just funny like this, or just interesting like this. Or...
It's another long story.
You can just make it short.
Well, actually, when I was very young, I was very shy.
Okay.
I was very shy. I didn't even dare to answer a question in the class. But then I think I'm gradually becoming more and more extroverted as I grow up, but still I'm a very introverted person, maybe like you.
very like me.
I only started to go to English corner from this March, I think, and then the first time I went there, I was still very shy. I didn't know what I should do. But then from the second time, I felt very natural. I talk like a very extroverted person. So I feel when I'm speaking English, I'm more extroverted, and then gradually that kind of feeling also affect my Chinese life when I speak Chinese.
But there is a little difference, extrovert, yeah, they talkative, but the personality, the way they talk, the context. Mm-hmm. All the things. I think you are, I don't know how to describe. Maybe Grace could help me out. Like how to describe the personality, like Jenny, a little funny, but you could use another different word, more accurate. Like could always just guide people, feel happy and laugh out, some like that.
I always say a person that like Janet is someone who draws people out. It's kind of like this. Like with her questions, with her talk, like even though I only met you for 30 minutes, I feel like you have this energy or vibe that can draw people out. Like your sharing makes other people want to talk more. Like that's why I would say you're that type of person who can draw people out really easily. Because not everyone can do that.
there's not this is not everyone could achieve this kind of right.
You have a talent.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
talent.
he's saying.
So that is why I'm curious about always ask the question like that.
I didn't notice because I've never heard people say that kind of things to me.
Mhm.
It's the first time.
Yeah, I recorded several episodes there, and people still try to express from their perspective or the experience, but I think you could just try to connect people together, and then we just try to share more interesting things. Like not only just try to describe the content and share things, but we feel more happier, I think. Yeah,
You're
not
like the glue to the podcast.
yeah.
You have complimented on me a lot today.
Yes.
Because I know how to use my words to describe things. But in the past, maybe I just go through the schedule. Yes. I still try to be more like you. Yeah. Like that. Yes.
Yeah, more personal, more relational, rather than just let's step one, step two, step two.
Yeah.
Very robotic.
Yeah. I'm going to kill another person.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, how you think? How you feel about him? Yeah, listen, you're not a guest here, and I've been here several times.
Okay.
Well, he will hear this, right?
Of course, this is what I'm going to let him into the next.
Let me think. I think Jackson is kind of a little bit shy. He's a little bit introverted, but he said he's 50% introverted, 50% extroverted. How to say? I think he has a lot of passion for English learning. Also because he's going to go to UK to study. I think he has a lot of English input in his mind. I think he how to say? I think he used English more in daily life than me.
More sharper.
More sharp.
I mean that you could be more sharper. Yes. To judge me. Yeah. Whatever. We just
I think he's not I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, you could ask your Grayson would have.
I don't know, Jackson.
I mean that the vocabulary, how to describe, you could.
Okay. Yeah, maybe tell.
Yeah, let me try to.
Was he like?
Let me try to describe. I think he has his I think he has a lot of thoughts in his mind, but he doesn't really express a lot. So it's kind of he's cautious about his expression. I don't know if I'm right. It's just a feeling. Okay, Jackson, don't hit me.
You're so good. Okay, so Grayson, it's your turn. Try to kill another one. Stand. Yeah, today is the episode we just try to kill the people.
Now we're trying to offend everyone we know.
Okay, now we all know Sam.
Yes. Sam. He's a thinker,
Yeah.
and I would say he is very creative. He is a very sociable person.
Yes.
And I think he has a lot of good ideas, and he's a good teacher. I've seen him teach.
Any other bad ideas?
Bad ideas. He needs to lose some weight. I think his girlfriend would agree with me, but I haven't seen him for a while. But it seems like he's doing pretty well. yeah, I have a lot of respect for him, and yeah, I think he's a very bright young lad.
I've got one word, maniac. Maniac.
He's a maniac.
I mean,
Ooh, you gotta be careful.
No.
I didn't say that. He said that. Okay.
I mean the language nerdy maniac.
Oh, he's a language learning maniac.
Yeah, I mean this. So this don't make misunderstanding, right?
I mean, you're the one who's gonna cut the whole thing. So, so you have the final say.
Yes. English learning maniac.
Yes, yeah, I would say he is very passionate about language learning, and he's always trying to be a better teacher of language.
Yeah, he's the first one that I encountered so into English, because we have the same purpose, more close to native. And he has the first one person that we talked about the target, more native. Oh, you know, to build this kind of environment is so difficult. But he's the one just came in my face and
yes.
native. And you know, in the past I didn't speak like this. I just blah blah blah. But he just talked to me in English all the time. But I cannot just catch up with him. But now I think we just more close. Yeah.
That's good. That means you're growing.
Yeah. So back to the topic. That's the way we just.
Back to the topic. What topic?
We totally forgot topic, but it's okay. I only want to say that this is the meaning. We just try to start the podcast like this, getting new friends and learning English, and then we could just talk others here and podcast that be more interesting, not that bored. I feel. This is the first episode I try to cue some close friends. It means that I'm more flexible. I know how to use it. Because the last episode, I didn't act like this, like you here. I could feel that every time the new friends here, the new friend just join us and could see a very different me. Because I feel that I become more flexible and I know how to use what I learned during this whole week and I just talk to you guys. So I just try. So yeah,
that's good.
How you guys think about it?
Yeah, this is more like real conversation rather than scripted.
You got a point.
Scripted recordings.
Yes, because in the past we just try to follow the topic and then somehow get bored. That is why I like her stuff, because she always just like jump out of the box and then just try to say something. Yeah, I'm here. Come on, we just took something maybe not relate to this. We just try to talk something else.
She draws you out.
Yeah, she draws everybody out.
Yeah, because I don't want to make it like a lesson.
Yes.
If you just answer the questions in the script in a very serious and organized way, it will be like a lesson to the audience.
Yes, that's why, because you are so close to the core spirit of our podcast. Yes, I want to make myself more close to that. Why I force myself so hard, push myself so hard, because I want to just close to that spirit. Maybe in the past I'm a little far from it. I just blah 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 something like that. But now, when I travel a little bit, I try to use more this kind of approach to try to inspire people, the guests, to speak more interesting things, and everybody feel so interesting.
Yeah, I think it will be better if we share our stories and then we talk about things serious of our topics.
Yeah. Maybe this kind of a group is okay. Like two people a little maniac. One is more serious, and maybe this kind of increase is okay.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I want to listen to this sentence. Yeah.
How do you decide who you will invite next time?
You know, all this episode I record before, like several episodes. Jackie brought some friends here. Jackson brought some friends here. It's an opportunity for me to try and how to make it more better and get in touch with different, like Nana is speed rate is very fast, and the front is very clear, and next time. Is one of our members of offline event that she bring her husband, a Russian, come here to talk. And next guest, you could try to bring some people you feel more close to you, or some of your friends.
We don't know too many people.
You were sociable. You were a social.
Sam is social.
You're a social queen, and everybody knows Jenny. You could find them. You could ask a question to them, and then they will answer you, and then bring them here.
You should be like, if you want to be on the podcast, my WeChat is. I'll make sure I bring you there.
Yeah, so nice.
I'll bring you there, and you will be famous.
Yeah, you have this kind of observation. You know how to discover interesting people in the crowd, I think.
When I communicate with people, I can feel their personality. I don't know. Sometimes I can feel if this person is, if this person will get along well with me.
Mm-hmm. So maybe back to 2 years ago, like I was so seriously to pick up my English skill because I think I had this talent in the past when I was young. So I just tried to memorize the words. I tried to write it down for months, but I think it didn't work. It didn't work. I spent so much time on it.
Abandoned.
Abandoned. So I would choose to speak first, just speak. And I find a platform to talk to people. Because I spent like half a year did the wrong thing. So once I just back to that time, I should choose talk first, and then find the original book to read, and make this complete circle input output, and maybe this would be more quicker than I did it in the wrong way, I think.
How long did you try that? The vocabulary thing?
I spent at least 2 or 3 months for memorizing
words.
Okay. I read the books and write it down. Even now, I cannot memorize some of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I didn't use it.
Yes.
So I need use.
Yes.
Yeah. Like recent days, I memorized one word. Subsequently, right? Subsequent behavior, subsequent things. Yeah, I use this, then I memorize it. Something like that.
Do you mean subsequent?
Subsequently. Yeah, means the next thing.
The next thing. Yes.
Yeah, this is useful for me. I needed this details to describe the next thing would happen. So subsequent behavior. Yeah.
Or you could just say the next thing.
Yeah, but I try to use different way to describe.
Yes,
yeah, to take the place the simple word.
Yeah.
Okay. Any question?
What about you, Janet?
Well, for my own language journey, I think I have nothing to regret.
Yeah.
I think I have done everything I hope. But if you ask me to say something to the audience, especially the beginners, I would say don't feel inferiority or superiority about your language level, because we are all on the same boat. We are all learning, improving, and it's good to study hard, but don't be too intense. Because I found sometimes people can be too intense about learning. Like, I think that will be that will make you feel harder to speak, to really communicate with others, because you feel nervous. You care too much about if you are learning new things, or if your grammar and vocabularies are correct. And also, I know a lot of people here, they are passionate about language. So I want to say, protect your passion, because passion is something that you need to take good care of. If you don't protect your passion, maybe one day will run out, and that will be very painful. So before that happens, pay attention to protecting your passion.
Yeah. Good. And Grayson had ever mentioned one thing, the future, right?
The future?
Yes. What future?
Oh, filter, affective filter.
Affective filter.
Sorry,
yes.
That's my language nerd hat on.
Yeah, affective filter. I think you could just repeat again.
Okay.
And try to explain to Jenny. Yeah, this is very useful for young people.
Okay. Sorry, I have to bore you with more theories. This one, I'll try to make it understandable, okay? So in language learning, we have this concept called affective filter.
Affective filter.
Filter is what, like, something like you use to get rid of all the bad things, like water. You use a water filter to get clean water.
Yeah.
So what is affective filter is that when the emotions are very high, say when you're very scared or when you're very nervous, that's when your affective filter is really high. Affective, affection, emotions. So when you're really nervous, that's why a lot of people, when they're so nervous, they can't, whatever you say to them, they're not gonna understand it, because their affective filter is like a wall. And whatever you said hit the wall. And nothing comes out either. So when you think about little kids, if you throw little kids in a very strange, like new environment, a lot of them at first will be mute. They wouldn't talk, right?
Yeah.
Not because they don't have the ability to talk. It's because their affective filter is so high that they are not able to produce. So I think a lot of people here in China, it's not that they lack the English ability to produce. I mean, we could read like reading passages, reading comprehension passages. We read like more than 1,000 during whole 3 years of high school. That's a lot. So we do have input. The reason why we can't talk like output a lot of the times is because of this affective filter. Meaning we don't feel safe. Like Janet said, we are scared that we might be judged.
Yeah.
And it is the case in high school, right? When we make a mistake, there's a cross on it. So you know, like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So the safest way to not do that is to not talk. If I don't talk, I have no chance of making mistakes.
Yeah.
So I feel like growing up in our system is a journey of building that affective filter, that wall, to the point where like in college where you can and you're free to talk, but the wall is so high, you're not going to talk because you want to protect yourself. You want to, So.
You know, I had this kind of affective filter always. I still have it.
Oh, we all do.
When I talk
do.
to the native speaker, I always doubt myself. I'm alright. I'm wrong.
Yes.
Or something wrong with my comprehension that the word is correct or not. I always doubt about that. But when I talk to maybe our people.
Our people. We are a new species.
Our people, yeah, in our Chinese people, I mean that no matter English, but I still feel maybe more comfortable, more relaxed. But I want to speaker. I always try to guess, even not I'm correct, but I still a little bit doubt like I'm wrong, or in some different situation, the same word but it means different things. I always think about that, so I always delay a little bit, delay my reaction, and stay there to think. Yeah, I have several times like when I record this episode, like and listen from a little bit when we start, but after several minutes, I think okay, it's good because he was very clear and every pronunciation is very clear. Yeah, so I try to break the wall, try to be more high level to control the situation. Yes, so I need to learn more. Yeah.
Yes.
You just be more relaxed.
Yeah. Now.
See, you're like sitting on your chair, you're like swinging. That's all signs of relaxation.
Yeah.
That means you're more relaxed. And once again, going back to the theory, how do we lower the affective filter? There are a couple ways. One is a safe environment. Once you perceive this place as safe, the affective filter will go down. Two, a trusted relationship. If you have someone, like when you said our people, that's because you have trusted relationship. Even though you're in a new environment, you have people you can trust. You have people you can always count on. They always got you, even though you make a mistake.
You mean the safe zone, the safe environment, because I force myself to be one to create this kind of environment.
Yes.
And then I think Jenny is the one. Jenny is the another one. Yeah. She's the supporting leg for the whole environment and atmosphere, right?
You would say she's the backbone.
Backbone. Okay. Backbone.
Yeah.
I do want to make the environment safer, because I found it's what we lack, especially in China.
Yes.
And it's very important for beginners to improve, because we all know the first step is always the hardest one. And so if you want to make the first step, you need a safe environment. And I know if a beginner is in an English corner, most of the chance he or she will be afraid of talking, because they might be afraid of being judged. And some people they can already speak well, and maybe they have already forgot the way they come in here. So I want to avoid this kind of situation. So every time when I'm in an English corner in a small group, I always try to be a kind of group host. I notice who are the beginners, and then I will ask them questions based on their self-introductions about for example, about their job, about their hobby, and I ask them some easy questions so they can they can answer with their current level. I think it will help them to feel more relaxed.
Okay, that's why. It's we call it wisdom, right? Yeah, you know how to choose the people there to focus on the topic and then try to inspire them to follow it. That's great. That's great. Yeah. So you standing in the position of the beginner, right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, I think Grayson still have this kind of. This kind of knowledge, and you know how to treat out with the students, the beginners, how to try to express, try to tell them to use their way to express, right?
Yes, I think, like I mentioned in the English corner earlier, communication is a two-way street.
Yeah.
So we need to work together so that we understand each other. So it's not just, oh, my English is so good, so you should try your best to come my way. It's like, oh, I have a better understanding of English right now, so I know where you are. Let me meet where you are. It's a lot easier for me to meet where you are compared to asking you to come here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I see in a lot of English corners, is people forget, kind of like what Janet said, people forget that they used to be beginners.
Yeah.
People forget that we need to slow down.
Yeah.
It's I need to constantly remind myself, like, oh, sometimes, like, the goal is for communication, not to show off my English. So I need to if I need to slow down so you understand me and we can have a conversation, let me slow down. There's no problem with that.
Yeah.
So I think I wish people with good English will have, more and more people with good English will have that mindset of like, let me meet where you are so that we can build a connection. Because I think that's the ultimate goal for me, is to get to know a person through English.
Pretty good. So I have to say, this episode is another milestone for our podcast. That, I think I just try to improve all the atmosphere here, and I think I did well. So I'm so look forward to the next episode. And, to find the correct person, I think is another thing I should do. Yeah, I think.
I would say English is for life.
Yeah.
So take your time.
Okay. Yeah, this is more close to near to our core spirit. Take your time. Be easy. Be chill. Be layback.
And come to Layback English Corner.
Yeah.
Advertisement.
Yeah. Good.
I want to say language is for communication. So if you are already in the advanced level, be patient and be nice to beginners. And if you are the beginners, be relaxed and push yourself a little bit to be brave, but don't forget to protect your passion. So always be interested in what you are doing.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, this is our new episode. We just talk a lot about language learning, talk a lot about something else, talk a lot about our friends. And this is Layback, and this is Brady, and then this is
Grayson.
This is
Janet.
Okay, I'm looking forward to the next episode. See ya.
See ya.